Trying. I think we're going live. Hello, everyone. Please let me know. Please let me know you can hear me and see me. It's been a long time since I did a live stream, and the technology has changed. So, which buttons to click and things to set up has all changed. And I'm just checking who is here. I see Layla, May, and oh, my eyes are going. Oh, what was your last name? I forgot your last name. Salima Balbaz? I don't remember the last name. PTTDDD, hello. Okay, welcome. If you got any English questions, let me know right now. What was your last name? Balbaz? I don't remember. English questions only. Let's hear them. I'm going to drink while I wait. If you cannot chat, it's because you're not a subscriber of the channel. If you're not a subscriber, you can't chat. So if you want to chat, you got to subscribe, and then you got to wait 5 minutes, and then you can chat. I sound very far away. What if I come closer like this? Let's see. Could be they're using the wrong mic. Been a while. Does the mic sound the same as usual, or is it using a different mic? Think it should be okay if I do this. Is this better? Okay, Layla asks a question. I would like to know if we can use besides and beside interchangeably. My example, besides attending Jack's Zoom classes, I'll join your live stream. No. Beside and besides are different words. They're not the same word. You cannot use them interchangeably. So no. Easy answer. PTT, where's Teacher Bill? I don't know. Good question. I haven't talked to Teacher Bill in about 10 years. Hello, Tika. So Tika is the reason I am doing live right now, because Tika sent me a message and said, hey, why aren't you doing live streams? And I'm like, I felt shame. So Tika, here I am. If you got some English questions, let me know. So Maya, hello. Again, you have to be subscribed to this channel to comment, and you got to wait 5 minutes after you subscribe to ask a question. And I am only answering English questions. I'm not answering any personal questions in this live stream. I want this live stream to focus only on English. So if you have an English question, bring it. And please join our WhatsApp groups. We've got a lot of interesting WhatsApp groups these days, especially we're doing with Jack the free Zoom classes. So be sure to join. Links below. Yeah, besides attending Jack. Yeah, you used besides correctly. Yeah, you use besides correctly. That's not the same word as beside. I'm going to open up my drink. This live stream is sponsored by nobody, so I'm not going to show you what I'm drinking. All right, PPT, PTT, PTTDDD. Geez, you could have a better name. It's hard to say as a question. So I'm going to copy this if I can and go to the board here. All right. He says, many thinks this is wrong. Many think this could be the first generation that doesn't outlive its parents. I want to know the meaning of outlive. All right, so this is your example sentence, and this is your question. And with the question, well, it's not really a question. It's more of a statement. Many think this could be the first generation that doesn't outlive its parents. So outlive basically means live longer. So I will outlive my mom and dad, which means they will die before me, and I will outlive them. I'll live longer. But this says many think this could be the first generation that doesn't outlive its parents. It means we are extending our life so much. So, people born now, they might live to 150 years old. They might live to 200 years old. So we're extending our age. So this generation, normally parents die, let's say 80 years old, and children are 40, 50, 60 years old. But this generation, your parents might live to 120, and you also live to 115. The ages, everyone's going to be old. So this generation might not outlive. They might not live longer than their parents. So it's possible your mom dies at age, let's say your mom dies at age 120. No, let's say your mother's age is 120 and your age is 90. So actually, your mother had you when she was 30 years old. She's 120, you're age 90, and you die before your mother. Now, you died at age 90. You're still very old. You had a very good life, but you might not, your parents might not die before you because everyone is living so long. Hope you got it. So outlive just means live longer. All right, let's see. Let's go back to talking here. And it's been a while since I did these live streams. I don't know where to go here. Let's go back to full screen. All right. What's going on? What are the questions? I don't see questions. He was upset with me. He was upset at me. We use upset with. We use upset with. He was upset with me. Do you think meditate can really help to reduce stress? I am an English teacher. I don't know about meditation. English-based school. Thank you so much for serving mankind. Well, not just mankind, every kind of human. Hello, Alex. I will try to use beside in these examples. Number one, don't worry about the place. You can sit beside me. Yes. This movie is boring. Beside that last one. No, that doesn't work. Number two is wrong. I don't know which beside you're trying to use for number two. Beside means next to. Number two, this movie is boring next to that last one. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Any other English class questions? Let me know. I'm not going to go too long in this live stream because Jack will be doing his free Zoom class in about 50 minutes. So if you want to check that out, join the links below the video. May is, let's copy May's question. I'm going to put it on my whiteboard here. Oh, this is confusing to use. All right. So May is asking, when is a situation where we need to double a letter? For example, prefer or prefer. Well, prefer is just one F. Better is TT, two TTs. So May is looking for a rule to help her spelling. May, there is no rule. This is one of the problems with spelling. Every word is different. You have to learn the spelling of each word. Sometimes there's a pattern, sometimes there's no pattern. But I don't make the spelling rules. But if you want to improve your spelling, you have to understand you're probably going to have to memorize the spelling of every word. So I cannot help you there with spelling. You're looking for the easy way to improve your spelling. Sorry. Prefer, you have to just memorize. It's one F. And better, you have to memorize. It's TT. All right. And let's see. Oh. Here. How do you pronounce exacerbate? Exacerbate. What examples can explain it well? I couldn't get the right meaning. Well, Tika, this is a dictionary question. So the best thing for you to do with these kind of questions is over here. I go to Oxford, and you type it in. And right there are always the how to pronounce it with British English and American English. I don't know if you can hear
exacerbate, 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 exacerbate,
exacerbate, exacerbate,
American
exacerbate,
exacerbate,
exacerbate.
And here's the definition. So if you need me to read the dictionary for you, exacerbate something to make something worse, especially a disease or problem. Example sentences: his aggressive reaction only exacerbated the situation. The symptoms may be exacerbated by certain drugs. So, Tika, my advice is use that Oxford Dictionary because that's all I'm going to use. If you need me to use it for you, you're not going to learn much vocabulary in a quick time. All right, Layla's going to challenge me here, so let's get to the bottom. I just checked it on Cambridge. I noticed that beside can mean the opposite. The opposite of what? What are you talking? The opposite of what? Okay, let's go to Cambridge. Oh, you guys are asking the dictionary questions. You're not making a happy teacher. Beside. All right, next to someone or something. Okay, that's the common one, but let's go down. What do you mean? I just checked Cambridge. There's only one meaning of the side, so what are you talking about, Layla? Right here, beside. Cambridge, one meaning, next to. I can't see any other meaning. All right, Muhammad Walid. How to be fluent in English. Speak it 6 hours every day. Live in an English-speaking country. What answer? You already know. You already know these answers, Muhammad. How are you going to be fluent? Well, speak it every day. Talk to native speakers. It's got to be hours every day. Lots and lots of listening and speaking, hours upon hours, and talking to native speakers if you want to be fluent. But realistically, nobody here needs to be fluent. Hello, Anna Maria and Zane and Grace. Dia PTT. Difficult names today. It seems a deep, long-lasting happiness comes from intangible things rather than things like chocolate and smartphones. Again, we have issues to understand intangible things. What's the question? Dia PT. You're making a statement here. Yeah. Does long-lasting happiness come from chocolate? Oh no, intangible things, which would be like love. Oh, so you don't understand intangible. Oh, that's a dictionary. Okay, welcome to Robin's Dictionary Hour, where we just go to the dictionary to. All right. Here, I go to Oxford. Type in intangible. Enter. What does it mean? Something that does not exist as physical thing. Something that does not exist as physical thing, but is still valuable to a company. It doesn't have to be about a company. Wait, that's a noun. Here's it as adjective. We want it as adjective. Intangible. That exists but cannot be touched. Difficult to describe, understand, or measure. So my example was love. Love is not a physical. The feeling of love is not a physical thing. You cannot touch love. So we call those things intangible, just as the dictionary says. Indisposed too. There are many meanings of that word. It seems like depending on the context in the sentence. I read books and there's so many new words. I feel my English level is weak. Indisposed. What do you mean? Many meanings. Let's go to Oxford. I'm at Oxford. Indisposed. Where's the many? I see two. Indisposed. Adjective. Unable to do something because you are ill. And indisposed to do something, not willing to do it. So actually there's only one meaning of indisposed, Tika. I'm not sure why you are creating a simple word into a difficult word. You're unable to do something because you feel ill, or you're unable to do something for a reason you cannot give, right as the dictionary says. So your statement, there are many meanings of that word, I would disagree. It seems like depending on the context, every context is important, but there's only really one context we use it. Someone is unable to do something because they're ill or busy. So if you have an example sentence from a book, share it here. Let me know what's confusing you, Tika. All All right, Layla. This is what I found on Cambridge. Compared to other persons or things, those books seem very dull beside this one. Okay, well, in this case, it just might mean compared. As the dictionary says, compared to another person or thing. So what's the confusion? So let's go back to your original. So your original was using the movie. All right. So okay, let's get that here. I'm just going to copy paste. This this movie is boring beside that last one. All right, so the problem here, now I think I understand, is the beside is still the same beside. Two things are beside each other, they're next to each other. So this book looks boring next to this book. And that could also mean compared to this book. So this book is boring next to this book, beside this book, when they're together. A movie is not really a physical thing. So we don't really have a movie in your hand and another movie in your hand. A movie is intangible. So a book is more tangible. So I think that beside is comparing two things that are beside each other. They are physically next to each other. That is why this sentence doesn't work, because movies cannot physically be next to each other. So I hope that helps. Oh my God. When exactly can I use I'm spoiled or you're spoiled? Let's see what the dictionary says. Go over to Oxford. Spoil. So there we are. Spoil somebody. We know it's somebody because you say I am spoiled or you are spoiled. You're talking about somebody. So let's copy all this from the dictionary and I'll read it to you. Spoil somebody. To give a child everything that they ask for and not enough discipline in a way that has a bad effect on their character and behavior. So when you give a child everything and not enough discipline, discipline can mean rules, and because of this it has a bad effect on their character and behavior. So their examples: she spoils those kids of hers. My grandparents used to spoil me rotten. People don't usually say I'm spoiled. You don't really say I'm spoiled because that's a negative expression. People don't say I have bad character. But you can say you're spoiled, which means you have some bad character or behavior because probably your parents gave you too much. You didn't have struggle in your life. So are you talking about yourself? Are you spoiled? Your parents gave you everything? All right. I'm going now. We got the questions coming in. My voice, how's my voice? All right, we have Dia PTT again. What do you got here? The phrasal verbs push back and put off. What's the difference between those two phrasal verbs? All right, let's go to the dictionary. So push back. And it has two meanings. You can see that in the dictionary. And then put off. All right, so I think we're going to use this meaning of push back and put off because they're going to have similar meanings. This one. All right. I don't think I have enough screen here. Let me clean up the board. All right, so this is actually an interesting question. And I just put from the dictionary here. So pushback. To make the time or date of a meeting later than originally planned. So you have for example, I'm going to do the live stream at 10 p.m. No, and I push it back. I change it to 11 p.m. So I later. I make it's delayed. I push it back. Their example sentence: the start of the game was pushed back from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So you can push back the time, which means delay the time. Now we also have put off, another phrasal verb, which is to cancel a meeting or an arrangement that you have made with someone. So I don't like the examples, but let's look at the second one here. She put him off with the excuse that she had to work too much. All right, so she canceled the meeting. So push back is a delay and put off is cancel. The quick answer. Layla says she can't work on that project. As a matter of fact, she has zero experience at that field. You put failed. Yes, you did use matter of fact correctly, but I don't think you wanted to say failed. Maybe you wanted to say field. Ooh, okay, Tika, you got a good question here. Wow. Robin, more questions. That's why we're here, Tika. In what situation can we say, albeit reluctantly? You want to use reluctantly. So we got to go check. We got to go to the dictionary. So let's check albeit. And albeit, as you can see, has a simple meaning, although. So my girlfriend asked me to marry her. I agreed, although reluctantly. So what that would mean is she asked me to marry her. I agreed. But reluctantly. Reluctantly, well, what does reluctantly mean? Let's go to the dictionary. Reluctantly. in a way that involves hesitation because you don't want to do it. So you don't want to do something, you hesitate. That is reluctantly. So my girlfriend, let me fix my grammar, asked me to marry her, and I agreed. Although reluctantly. So I could say I reluctantly agreed, which means with hesitation, because I don't really want to marry her, but I agreed. So instead of although, we know we can use albeit, because albeit means the same as although. So my girlfriend asked me to marry her. I agreed, although albeit reluctantly. True story. This happened yesterday. Muhammad Waleed, can you recommend some movies for an intermediate English learner to improve? So, Muhammad Waleed, it is critical that you choose a genre that you love. If you love science fiction, you just watch science fiction movies or TV shows. If you like drama, you watch that. If you like comedy, you watch that. Whatever kind of media you enjoy, that is the media you should be studying. So for intermediate English, I think you can watch anything. Just enjoy it. Alex, food can be spoiled too. Yeah, that's another meaning of spoiled. You know, again, the dictionary, spoiled can refer to food which has gone bad. That is correct, Alex. No, I'm not spoiled. Eunice, hello. All right, Mariam has some more dictionary words. I guess everyone has I should change this to the vocabulary show. Sorry, teacher. Don't say sorry. That's why here. What is the difference between such as, such as, and namely? It's so confusing. Well, my initial thought is they are the same thing. So I'm gonna, you have two here. So such as, namely, for example, these are all in the same family. Maybe I would use namely to emphasize more. So if I use an example here, let's make a sentence. I love animals. Let me fix my spelling. I love animals such as cats and monkeys. Okay, and I could say I love animals, namely cats and monkeys. I spelled monkeys wrong here. Thank you, Google. What's the difference? So we have such as here, and the same sentence with namely. I think the namely is, they mean the same thing. You're just giving examples. The namely would just be, you won't really want to highlight that example. So it's more like a specifically. So such as is more as just examples, but namely is specific examples. So namely, really such as. All right, Layla has a question. I don't have much room for my mouse here, so one, won't. How to pronounce these two words. Let's go to the dictionary. Oxford.
1,
1,
I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear that when I play the
1,
Oxford?
1,
1,
So let's go to British. 1. Let's put it up here. The IPA and won't. All right, the British.
won't,
won't,
Can you hear those sounds when I play it?
won't,
Well, we can see in the IPA here the vowel sound that is being used. And we can see the vowel sounds are very different. Now, I'm not a pronunciation expert. I know English pronunciation because I speak English, but teaching it, the exact movement of the mouth and the tongue and the lips, I'm not an expert on that. But of course, one, one, and we see the O. So this is now. This is one vowel sound, one, and you see the O. That's actually two. Your mouth is moving twice to make the O sound. O, whoa, nt, one, and won't. Hope that helps. Albeit, could we use it in a casual dialogue? Yeah, I think some people use it in a casual dialogue. Albeit, yeah. PTT, the use of present perfect continuous and present continuous. In which case, sorry, PTT. I made many videos on my YouTube channel with Esther about present perfect continuous and present continuous. And this is grammar, and this is grammar tenses. This takes a lot of time to teach with a lot of example sentences. I already made videos with Esther on my channel. Please check those out. I don't have time to ever teach grammar tenses in Learn English Live because I try to answer questions in 1 or 2 minutes. And I'm sorry, grammar tenses take a long time. And I spent a lot of money making videos teaching that with Esther, so please check those out. That's about the only thing I will ignore on my live streams, or is teaching grammar tenses, because that takes a lot of prep. Could we also use your example? I love animals like cats and monkeys. Well, Layla, you could say the similar thing at least 10 different ways in English. There's so many different ways to say that. Fluent English with me. My question, what's the difference between lecture and speech? Well, a lecture is a lecture is like at a university. So again, this is dictionary words. The professor is lecturing the students. So the professor is trying to teach. So the professor is giving a lot of information. That is a lecture. A speech is just from a politician. Again, they're giving information, but there's no test. A lecture, probably have a test. Now, sometimes they do mean the same thing. He gave a lecture on this. He gave a speech on that. It could mean the same thing sometimes. But generally speaking, lecture is more like a class where they're trying to educate you on something and you might have a test later. And a speech is just from a politician talking about whatever policy. May. Do all words end with ly or adverb? I'm going to say immediately no. Not all words that end in ly are adverbs. And I'm going to just get a quick example. I can't find it. Anyway, usually there'll be an adverb, but not always. Not all words that end in ly are adverbs. Well, like a word like fly, that ends in ly. That's not an adverb. So I'll give that to you guys. Tell us a word. That's your homework right now. Tell us a word that ends in ly that is not an adverb. Alex says... Is the pronunciation of Korea and career the same? No, you can visibly see there is an R at the end of career. So maybe in British pronunciation, let's see what the British say.
Career.
Well, in British pronunciation, the word career alone will have the R sound, but if it's put in a sentence, they might drop that R sound. I'm not British, but I'm sure they're going to drop this R sound. Career. I don't know what they're going to say. But in American English, Korea and career, very different pronunciations. Yeah, albeit can be used anyway. Ending with ly can be adjectives. Family. There you go. Well, May, you just answered your question. Happily. Oh, yeah. There you go. Happily. Good. There's an adjective. Happy, happily. Belly apply. All right, everyone. I'm sorry, but I am going to end this live stream because Jack's going to do his Zoom lesson in about 10 minutes or 15 minutes. If you want to check that out, please join my or please join in the links below, the WhatsApp group. Let me make sure the links are below. Okay. Just gonna make sure the links below this video to the free Zoom class. Be sure to join that today.
Exam topics.
Oh, we don't want that. Yeah, I think the link is already there. Yeah, so below this video, join the link to the free Zoom class. Check it out. Thank you, Layla. And anyone else gonna say thank you? Salome, Eunice. Oh yeah, I don't like dogs. So what? You can put thumbs down if you disagree with me. Mariam, I'm just finishing up. Teacher, what does it mean give in to something? Give in to is you don't resist anymore. You just give in to something, you kind of accept it. You no longer fight something. All right, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you again in the future. Take care.